Hello and welcome to Angler Journals. Today's tutorial is going to cover the creation of groups. From any page, hover over the Sharing Center tab and select Create Group. Creating a group only takes two steps. The first step is to give the group a name. So I'm going to give the name of a group that I know already exists, just to show you that you get an error. What this error is indicating is that the name that I have typed in is already in use. Group names are unique, which means no two group names can be the same. The reason we do this is because as you're looking at your list of groups that you belong to, you don't want to see a bunch of the same group names. It make it difficult to distinguish between which group is which, so we've made them unique. I'm going to give it a unique name. We'll call this Tutorial Test Group. And when I leave that field, it's going to validate and it's going to tell me that it's just fine. Okay, the second step is to invite users. So I'm going to invite a couple of users. Now, one thing we do not do is we do not make readily available the usernames of all of our members. We assume that if you're going to be sharing data with somebody, you are close enough to them or you know them well enough to contact them via some means and get their username or user handle for the site. We don't want the ability for anybody just to scroll through a list of users and select a bunch of people and invite them to share data. So if you enter in a username that does not exist, you'll get an error saying that username does not exist. And also if you try to add a user twice, it will not let you do that either. It'll say that person is already invited. So now that I've given the group a name and I've invited everybody that I want to share data with, I'm going to click Save Group. Once the group is saved, you'll be taken to your Manage Groups page. So this is the page where you can manage your groups. You'll see I have two groups. The one group, which was test group name, which is the one that already existed when I tried to enter in that name, and the new one, which is tutorial test group. Over here to the right, you'll see columns for the number of people invited, the number of viewed invitations, so this is the number of people that have viewed invitations out of all the people invited, and the number of people that have accepted invitations, and the number of people that have declined invitations. Now, one little hidden gem here is that you can actually hover over the numbers and it will tell you who's invited for each group, and it will also do the same for viewed invitations, accepted invitations, and declined invitations. That means you as the owner will have access to who's invited, who's viewed the invitations, who's accepted, and who's declined the invitations, just for your own record keeping. I'm not going to cover the Manage Shared Data link in this tutorial because that is covered in great detail in the Manage Shared Data tutorial. And that's creating a group.